Welcome to Leonardtown, a small town in the heart of St. Mary's County, Maryland. This charming, walkable town is known for its beautiful landscapes, breathtaking waterways, and friendly, welcoming people. When you enter Leonardtown, you'll be transported back in time as you take in the quaint town square and historic buildings. But Leonardtown is undergoing a current renaissance of its downtown area, with the addition of an eclectic mix of specialty shops, galleries, and world-class restaurants. Join us for a journey in discovering Leonardtown, a most exceptional place.
Hello, my name is Allison Berry. I'm an artist at North End Gallery on Fenwick Street. As an artist, I find so much inspiration here. I want to take you for a close-up look at the arts and entertainment scene in Leonardtown. For a small town, there's so much to see and do, from the art galleries and workshops to the concerts, events, and more. So join me as we take a look at the big arts and entertainment scene in this small southern Maryland town. Leonardtown has been designated as an arts and entertainment district by the Maryland State Arts Council, a division of Maryland Department of Commerce. It's one of 28 districts across Maryland and the only one in Southern Maryland. Through this designation, Leonardtown is able to offer tax incentives that will attract artists and art-related businesses. When you visit Leonardtown, you'll notice an eclectic mix of specialty shops, art galleries, and workshops. There's so much to see and do in this small town. If you're looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you're sure to find it here in Leonardtown. Let's take a tour of St. Mary's County Arts Council.
Welcome everybody to St. Mary's County Arts Council. My name is Wednesday Davis and I'm the Outreach Coordinator, and I'm here today to tell you something about what we do and to give you a tour of our gallery and gift shop. We have an administrative side where we re-grant funds received from the state via the Maryland State Arts Council for community events, public art projects, local schools, scholarships, and more. We have a very valuable group of board members who serve on various committees and have been a tremendous support of the Arts Council. We have an outreach component where we attend events in the community to promote the arts and educate the public about different events and opportunities in our area. We have attended and hosted hands-on art activities at events such as Juneteenth, Earth Day, Lexington Park Library, the annual STEAM event at the Pax River Naval Air Museum, and much more. We also offer online services for our artists, such as a showcase to feature them on our website and our social media pages. We also invite the public to bring their lunch and join us every Wednesday from 12 to 1 for a social called Welcome Wednesdays. And every first Wednesday of the month, we also host an open art studio from 1 to 3. Currently, those activities are on hold, but will resume once we're clear to do so. We invite everybody to join us for our drum circle. Once we're able to get together as a group, we are hosting our drum circle every first Friday. The times vary according to if it's winter or if it's summer. Generally 7 to 8 is our winter time and 8 to 9 is our summer time. So these events are free and they're for all ages, and they're sponsored in part with the SOMAR drummers, and we bring the instruments and you bring yourself and you just join us. And we have a few items to show you here. We have the djembe, and we have bongos, and we have rain sticks, and we have a whole bunch of different items to play with and try, and you don't need any skills. You just show up, you stay for as little as you like or as long as you like, and just come by on a first Friday sometime. Check our website for updates and our Facebook page. We feature the work of 50 different artists here, believe it or not, in our quaint space here at the Leonardtown Arts Center. Our artists range in age from 14 to 75 and come from all walks of life. Some are full-time artists, some are high school and college students, and many hold a variety of different jobs outside of their artistic endeavors. Our artists come from diverse backgrounds, and each one offers very special and different talents. Proceeds from our gallery sales go directly to our artists, with a small commission made to the Arts Council to support our programs. We also accept donations of art. We offer a wide variety of pieces, including paintings, multimedia art, pottery, jewelry, books and zines, greeting cards, sculptures, framed photography, and much more. Our prices range from $5 to $500, so we pretty much can offer something for everybody according to their budget. This is one of our featured items at our gallery and gift shop. This piece is actually not for sale. It's going to be part of a traveling art display once we are allowed to have things like that after the pandemic subsides. This guitar was created by Eric Cotton with about a gazillion pencils, which were cut and polished, and everything is made from scratch. Eric is a talented musician and also makes guitars and does repair work. And he graciously donated this guitar to us. It's fully functioning. It won first place in our 2019 Art Walk contest. And he kindly came back one day and gave it to us. So this piece is on display here for viewing, and eventually it will be making its way to different locations to represent St. Mary's County and the talents of our residents and local artists. One of our featured artists is Jason Dunning. He was one of our original members to join us, and he specializes in abstract work and also landscape. He's entirely self-taught, and he also spends his time volunteering at the schools and teaching children and sharing his talents with others. This piece is called Isaiah. It's by Craig Fielder, who is one of our newest artists. He specializes in portraits and different various types of media. He's also quite an interesting jazz musician. He specializes in dungeon jazz, which was something new that I learned about when I met Craig. And we were very fortunate to carry his work here. And he's also very popular up in the DC area. These two pieces are by local photographer Drew Hyde. He specializes in digital photography, mainly the capturing of landscape, old cars, vintage types of pretty much anything you can find. And he also likes to visit abandoned buildings and capture unique scenes there. These three pieces are by local artist Harriet Gossett. She's a retired art teacher, and she specializes in multimedia pieces such as these. These are made from books, and she meticulously cuts pages out and paints them and puts them together to create these amazing collages, and then she frames them, and we have several of her pieces here. This beautiful piece is by Jen Dorsey. It's called Love, Loss, and Literature. Jen is a local photographer. Her business is called Dingus Has a Camera, and Dingus is her very large dog that accompanies her to a lot of places. She can often be found in stealth mode in concerts and special events around town, and she's very good at what she does, and she's a very much an up-and-coming rock star photographer for us. This stunning piece is by Tony Wolf. It was created with acrylics on canvas, and it's available here at our gallery and gift shop, and we love the vibrant colors and the little fish and the turtle swimming around, and we know this one will go by fast, so if you want to purchase it, please contact us. We carry a full line of pottery by local artist Barbara Hack. Barbara retired from her full-time job, and her husband was worried about her getting bored, so he bought her a kiln and all the setup required to do so. And she makes beautiful pottery, and we have this lovely mug. Each mug is only $25. Every piece is different, and they're nice and weighty, and will keep your soup, your coffee, your tea very nice and warm. We carry a lot of items in different price ranges. These earrings are only $5, and they're actually made by me. So they're available, and we take custom orders also, and we have something for everybody here at our gallery and gift shop. We have this beautiful piece called Bicon Fly. It was an entry for our Art Walk contest last year. It's by Katia Meisinger, and it's just amazing how it has so much detail here. It has bike chains and wires and pretty much any kind of metal that you can imagine. And she also made the stand. So we think this is a really unique and special piece. The art gallery at the Lexington Park Library is truly amazing. In partnership with the library, we feature different artists and groups on a rotating basis. The gallery is named after Candy Cummings, who in 2005 accepted a proposal to build and curate this community space. After Candy's passing in 2014, The Arts Council and Library have been able to continue Candy's dream to feature the work of local artists in a public space. A wide variety of individual artists have been featured at the Lexington Park Library, and there are also a few regular exhibits that are scheduled each year for Youth Art Month, a library staff show, peace poster contest, Lexicon, which is based on a comic-inspired convention at the library, an exhibit by Walden Sierra to bring awareness about domestic violence, a December photography show, and much more. In summary, we are here for our community. We hope to see you soon. Our hours for Phase 1 will be 11 to 4 on Tuesday and Thursday. We hope you plan on coming by and seeing us. We will be expanding our hours as soon as we are able to do so. Feel free to visit our website at www.stmarysartscouncil.com for details, and also our social media, which is Facebook and Instagram at SMC Arts Council. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Let's meet some of the artists.
Hi, my name is Frank Roth, and I'm a digital photographer from Charles County, and these are some of the pieces that I work with. I've been doing it about a year and a half after I finished grad school. I do work full-time at a job, so this is just like a weekend thing for me. I like to specialize in architecture, landscape, and nature. For the last probably year, I've been doing a lot of the barns in the St. Mary's and Calvert County area. This one, and when I go to find the barns, I never know where I'm at. I just dodge around back roads. This one is one of has a family tie to it. The postcards are about 100 years old. My grandfather, they're actually in French because my mom was from Belgium, and my grandfather used to write these as love notes to my grandmother. And I've got a whole packet of them. So I wanted to kind of, pay a homage to them. So I set this up with 2 of them, and this pen, this fountain pen, is the original pen that he wrote them with. And I've probably got 50 of them. He wrote so many of them, but I wanted to do kind of a still life, and it came out better than I thought, so I went ahead and printed it. This one's also from St. Mary's County, again, driving down some back roads, and I call this the Amish garage. I came up this kind of back lane, and then I saw this, normally you see the buggies out near the barn, but to see one actually pulled into the barn I thought was kind of neat. This one caught my attention because as I was driving around looking for old barns, and I do this on weekends, like all Saturday I'll be out for hours. This one caught because you have the old barns, and then right in the middle was a pink barn. And I thought that was such a neat thing to have this one sort of outlier, from the rest of the older looking barns. This one, it was raining one day and I wanted to do some still lifes, and I bought some close-up filters and I wanted to see how they worked. And so this is a small leaf on I don't even know what kind of plant it is, but it's really thin. I put the close-up filters that had just rained. And this type of plant has a neat feature where it doesn't absorb the water. The water just lays on top of it, the drops. So I took a few, maybe 15 pictures of it, and this is the one that came out. I've actually sold this one. A friend of mine in New York wanted it. So, these are just a sample. My wife hates it, but I probably got about 75 that are just sitting around the house, and we just renovated our downstairs, and so I can't put them all back up. So, but I am doing some other prints that I've done in black and white, and I'm going to get them put in there. A lot of old cars, a mill, and sometimes I get really lucky. Somebody will want to feature. And I had a picture of the Mill restaurant down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I made it black and white, and it really came out good. I posted it on Instagram, which is where most of my stuff goes. Got contacted by them because they were having a big event and they wanted permission to use my picture because they thought it was a great picture of the mill. So that was kind of neat when you see that. It kind of says, yeah, I'm doing all right. But that's essentially it. My handle on Instagram is Briamo_photography. So if you want to see some other work on there, there's some family stuff on there, but most of it is just the work. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Well, it's gone from an obsession to a passion. So I try to post something daily if I can. It's a little more difficult now because I haven't been getting out as much as I normally do because of the whole incident that's going on. But I try to post daily. And the other thing is I don't do a lot of heavy edits on mine. So like this one here, the sky was like that. If I do any edits, it's kind of changing the vibrancy a little bit or the contrast, just so it might be too white out or too dark. So that's pretty much it. That's my life of a digital photographer.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Wakefield, and I'm an artist here at the St. Mary's County Art Council. I used to work here on the weekends, but now I work at St. Mary's College. But I make little cards with little sayings on it. I first make an original copy in watercolor and gouache, and then I scan it and make it into a little card. It's glittery. And one of my favorite things about these cards is being able to share them with people. So you can purchase this and then write whatever you want inside of it, because I never liked the cards with the sayings inside. I've always wanted to write what I wanted, but you can draw in it and give it to your loved one and do what you want. So please visit my page on Instagram at Caitlin Wakefield Art, and you can also come in at the St. Mary's County Art Council and purchase one of these cards and take them home.
Hello, my name is Wayne Thomas. I am a photographer based in Charlotte Hall, Maryland. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., been living here in this area about 30 years or so. I have been doing some sort of photography since I was a child. One of the interesting, I guess, aspects of my photography is that I hate having my picture taken, but I'll take yours in a heartbeat. So I do that. I always have a camera with me. I usually use a Nikon or either a Fuji, a small Fuji. And if pressed to answer the question, what's my favorite form of photography, it's probably photojournalism or street photography. However, I have done a little bit of everything. And I have some samples here to show folks exactly what I've done. These 3 photos here were taken in Washington, D.C. at a protest march. The first one are 2 young ladies who are protesting the jailing of or incarceration of young children and separation of families. The way they look to me is a classic style that you would see in photojournalism. One of my biggest influences is Gordon Parks. So this is something that I see as a Gordon Parks type of shot. This one right here, a lot of times when you are taking photos, people ask me, well, how do you decide to take a photo? Sometimes it's just being in the right place at the right time. I think this is one of those where the photo kind of took itself. So, and it's a great photojournalistic moment as far as I'm concerned. This one here is just a photo. The fire department decided it was a very hot day to provide water cannons, which they sprayed into the air, and the people could just run and play. And this little girl, she ran, she had the time of her life. Her mother was trying to coax her back to her, and I think they all had a wonderful time. And it's just that you can see that in the midst of something that was serious, there was also some joy and life going on as well. Periodically, I'll do some portraits. So to the left, you'll see a portrait of a friend who was taken in Richmond, Virginia about 3 years ago. And I think we captured her yellow dress perfectly. I think the light was perfect, and this was a good opportunity. So the lower left here is a photo of the Harry Nice Bridge. I also do landscape work, and I love to do long exposures. This is a long exposure taken one evening on the Maryland shore, and I think it captures just the magnitude of the bridge, even though it's a relatively small photo. Above that photo is a group of my former classmates and friends from Virginia State University. We put on a play a couple of years ago called For Colored Girls, and these are the performers. And one day we decided to get together and just take some shots, and this is one of my favorites from that group. I think it captures the energy of that particular production. And here, last year I had the opportunity to go to France for a couple of weeks, and we wandered around in Normandy. And on the last day, we decided to walk around in, I believe it was in Bayeux. And I was just walking down the street, and I looked to my left, and I saw this bike, and I said, that's a good shot. And I decided, let's take a shot. I had my small camera with me, just took a shot, and it turned out to be one of my favorite shots for the entire time we were on the trip. And I got it framed, and it now hangs in our kitchen. So it's available for sale. This was taken in Washington, D.C., I believe 3 years ago. And this is a singer, Amel Leroux. And if pressed as to my favorite photo of all time, this might be it. Because I think it captures what artists do. And she gave her heart and her soul to that performance, and I caught her at just the right moment, and it just seemed to fit. When you walk into our home, this is the first thing you see. I try to capture a little bit of life that folks see and don't see. And some of it hasn't really been captured here, but it's kind of what I try to do. I have had good influences. As I said, Gordon Parks. I grew up in the 60s when Life magazine, Look magazine, and Ebony magazine were in my house. We had a black and white TV, so I love black and white. And so I try to bring all of that into my photography and to bring everyone else in with me. You can find me on Facebook, Wayne K. Thomas. Send me a friend request if you want. I also have an Instagram page, which may be the best place to see any of my photographs. That's waynek.thomas. Please feel free to stop by, and join in the fun. I try to put something up at least once a day, and we have some fun. We have fun on Facebook, and I think you enjoy what we see and what you have on Instagram. And if I ever do get a website, I will publicize that.
Hi, my name is Yinghui Kong. I'm an artist, came from China. I'm good at Chinese watercolor and oil and acrylic. And I paint over 30 years. My painting, the spirit all from my life, really. Sometimes from a family member, maybe my kid. Some is from a picture. I like to create it. I don't want to just a copy. I don't like what I say. I like what I feel. So that's why I have something change in my style lately. More freedom, more spiritual. Before I used to like to paint people or flower, a live flower. And then later I start to tend to more creative. So anything from like a family member, or my kid, or some action, or from the picture, or from just a feeling. So I'm more like a spirit, not just what I say, and mostly is what I feel. And I sometimes I use all kind of material, maybe just dried flower petal. So it's funny, I keep everything. It's like I keep all the trash, you think, but I can turn them to treasure. I would like to introduce some of my artwork. And recently I've done. This is a Chinese watercolor. It's opera mask. It's this one. And then there's landscape, a Chinese watercolor. And there's acrylic on canvas. It's ash. The name is ash, like a burned down. And this is like a spring. I really looking for the feeling when we have a quarantine. We're the hard time. So I have some flower blooming, but still a lot of black, which means a bad part. So we try to win the battle. And this is when China had the fight the virus. They win the day. I'm very happy. So I had those. It's like celebration. Today I'm going to show some of my Chinese watercolor. Okay, I'm going to do the girl portrait. I see the eye. The Chinese watercolor is pretty speed up. This is ink on ice or rice paper. Okay, you have to be very quick and If not, they were bleeding everywhere. When I paint, I can forget everything. I paint this when there's a pretty little girl, and flower around her, and it's like a peony, but everything is look like, but they not exactly. So that's what I'm just doing it. So that's when I'm painting is a girl. It's a very young girl. Is looking for her eyes. She's looking for her future. It's try to go through this hard time. But this is around just a flower, a peony, and some bushes. I would like to show you. They go in the spring.
Hi, my name is Latasha and I'm 23 years old. My medium is acrylic on canvas and I've been painting for over a year and a half. So this painting is the first one I've ever done and I believe I painted it either the day before or the day after my 21st birthday. It's basically a personification of how it feels to grow up. And it's like my hand reaching through that portal at the top and pulling the roots out of a tree. Very dramatic, I'm about to turn 21 years old. And I do most of my paintings from my imagination, but there are a couple that I've done from life, like that green one. That's my neighbor's backyard. Don't know how they feel about me having done that, but that's my neighbor's backyard. And the big blue one in the back is a scene from a movie I watched growing up. But yes, most of these are from my imagination. The colorful side, growing up side, and stuff I see outside. My medium is acrylic on canvas because it lasts longer in the palette and on canvas. The current painting I'm working on is this red one right here. The inspiration for this painting is the root chakra. I've been working on meditating and balancing, and I made the whole background red, and I put myself in the corner of the room because I wanted the root chakra to surround me, and the root chakra is about home, foundation, grounding, and that kind of connects to that one with the roots being pulled up from the tree. But yes, I wanted to be grounded and feel grounded, and that's why I painted this. So I'm gonna add blue toenail polish to the painting. And this light blue, I don't know if you can see it with all these other colors, but there's a very light blue here. And that's like the throat chakra. And I feel like that opens up after the root. When you feel safer to speak out, then that's the throat chakra. So I'm gonna add that to the base where the root chakra is too. And I'm just kind of adding little dots of it. And I don't remember where all of my toes are now. So it usually takes me at least a month to finish a painting. I haven't gone to school for it, so I'm just learning as I go. So whenever I mess up, I kind of just try again until it looks better. So thank you for taking a look at my art. If you want to see more, you can find me on Instagram at Created by Goddess Puff. Thank you.
Hi, my name is AMOR DEMASO, and this is my daughter, Elisa DEMASO. We're from here. We're from Southern Maryland. We actually got started with exhibiting our work here at the Art Council. Coming here, when I first got here, I saw an ad for Youth Month on the Facebook page. And so I decided I would enter her piece. She actually won first prize.
Yeah, I was really surprised actually because as my mom said, I had no idea that my piece was even entered. but I was happy about it. You know, I was able to get my art out there, even though I wasn't told about it. It's encouraged me more, I think, to be able to express myself more in my art. And so, as you can see, my art is very out there and very vibrant.
Yeah, the flowers are mine because I'm a big fan of O'Keeffe. And, she's always been, I come from a family of artists, but I am not the artist. I'm very good at drawing emoticons and emotions, but I cannot, for the life of me, even if my life depended, I could not paint. But, when she was, I think 9, I decided that I wanted to take her to an art class. And the teacher said, if you're just going to wait there for 3 hours, you're going to waste your time. So she said, why don't you come join us? So I did. And these are my flowers. And then that one too. And then Elisa was always an artist. She's always been an artist. Like our house, there's no vacant space in our house because everything has her craft, her artwork, her paintings, her drawings. The piece that she won, the piece that won is actually more like a caricature. But one Saturday, was it? She said, Mom, let's start painting. And then I looked, and this is what she came up with.
This was at a very low point of my time here in Maryland. When we first moved here, I was really nervous and scared because, of course, it was a new place and I didn't have any friends, like how it is anytime you move. And I needed to vent and I didn't know who to vent it to, and it came out in that piece, and it ended up being one of my most famous art pieces here.
This was hanging at the Anne-Marie sculpture and art garden. Yeah, and it's called Steve. The inspiration for that was we were doing a marathon in Hawaii 5-0, and those are the eyes of Steve McGarrett.
And this was for, I think, Martin Luther King Day at our church. It was a contest, and I won I think a $25 Hobby Lobby gift card.
Yeah, that's first prize too. It's a hobby where we've sold some pieces, and we're really just happy to be painting. And I'm really happy to, as you can see, my art teacher said I have no concept of muted colors because it's all really just bright. We lived in Guam, and these flowers were everywhere. So, Elisa is continuing her art education. She's going to CSM for college. So, that's our story.
You can find me on Instagram at Art by Elisa, or my personal account, Elisa Danica. And you can find my mom on Facebook at
DEMASO AMOR.
Yeah.
You really have to do that website for our artwork.
Hello, my name is Mary Luz Vermont Gonzalez, and I operate under my studio name, Chiquette Art, which is a combination of two of my original characters, Shishio and Ketsweki. So, Chi, Ket, Art. I am a local artist residing in St. Mary's County, Maryland, where I graduated from Great Mills High School in 2008. My family and I have been residents of the county since we moved there from Puerto Rico about 27 years ago. Looking back, I can say that I was fortunate enough to have many supportive people encouraging me to continue and to improve my art, including family members, friends, teachers, and co-workers. In fact, at the age of 10, I was lucky enough to have one of my still lifes done in 5th grade to be chosen for the Commissioner's Gallery, where it was bought by Commissioner Mattingly himself. That was incentive enough for me to continue to create art. Now, due to the current situation with COVID-19 and daycares being closed, I decided to move up to Pennsylvania temporarily to help take care of my nephews until I could return to work at historic St. Mary's City. Despite the circumstances, I continue to work on my art even though I am away from my usual workspace. This is my current workspace. I made sure to bring everything I needed to continue to work on commissions and other ideas that I might have. Here you can see that I brought my desktop and I have my pen display. This is what I use to create my digital pieces, which is actually my preferred method of creating art because it's convenient and it's easy to send people the finished product. I also made sure to bring other mediums that I like to use, including my colored pencils, pen liners, pencils, of course pencils, you can't do anything without a pencil, and my inks. I also brought my alcohol-based markers, which is actually my preferred method of creating traditional pieces. I also brought some crafting supplies just in case I wanted to work on merchandise while I was up here. I also brought my acrylic paints, which are currently in the garage because I am working on a few pieces for my nephew for his room. My workspace here is pretty different than my workspace back at home. I have a lot of figures that I like to keep around me, and I have a lot of books that inspire me. And I also have almost every inch of my wall space is covered with artworks by artists that I admire. It's also very convenient because I have my desk, it's under the window, and I have everything within reach so that if I need to pull something out, including references and things like that, I can just lean over and pick it up. But this is my current setup because, well, it's what I got. And I think it's actually pretty nice. I have the table pushed up against the bed, which I use to sit. And I also have a pretty great view out of these windows. So nice and bright, lots of light comes in. So creating here is pretty easy and it's not hard on the eyes. So my inspiration comes from a lot of different places. Animation, comic books, pop culture, my heritage, history, and especially my cat Chico. During the day, I am a historical interpreter at Historic St. Mary's City, where I work on the ship the Maryland Dove. There, I have gained a deeper appreciation for incredible characters throughout history. This is the main inspiration for my series of amazing women that existed in times past. My strength lies in drawing the human face and figure. Creating original characters and re-envisioning favorite well-known personalities in my own style is what I really enjoy doing with my art. When an idea pops into my head, what I like to do is let it stew for a while and try to do quick doodles of what I am envisioning. Then I will set up my canvas, paper, or file and do a more elaborate concept sketch. Here I'm going straight onto the computer, getting the idea out as quickly as possible. When I have the basic layout, I'll lower the opacity and sort out the chaos that is the sketch. Here I can figure out what the important lines are on a separate layer. On paper, the same thing can be achieved by being very light-handed on the initial sketch, then increasing the pressure on the important lines, which creates depth in the piece. When I am done with the lines, which don't have to be super detailed, I will place a layer underneath that one to start laying down some base colors. Color really helps bring out key features of the character. For Boudica here, it was written that she had a mane of red hair that reached her hips. And I want to use the deep green and teal colors inspired by Celtic clothing. With color, I can also place where jewelry, weapons, and other details will be at the stage. Shadows can be placed now as well as some highlights. When I am pretty satisfied with the changes brought on by color, I will move in closer and clean up the different zones. I'll combine a copy of the line layer with the color layer and start cleaning up the image. It is important to zoom out every now and then to see how it's all coming together. Also, working on one area for too long can dampen the initial excitement. So I think it's a good idea to move around. But I really like doing the face. Throughout the entire process, I will look at references online or some I have gathered from visiting different places, like museums, galleries, or parks. Finishing a piece, depending on the complexity, can take anywhere from a few hours to a few weeks. Sometimes the end product will appear completely different from the initial sketch. Seeing artwork evolve like this can be really fun. Unfortunately, this piece here will not be done for quite a while, but you will be able to see a time lapse later on. So thank you all for staying with me throughout this, and I hope to get to meet many more wonderful people through my art. You can catch me on Instagram or find out news on Facebook. You can also view my gallery on DeviantArt or watch a time lapse on my channel on YouTube. We could even meet in person at a pop culture convention in Maryland or in neighboring states. You can even find some of my work down at the gift shop at Farthing's at historic St. Mary's City, or some of my paint jobs on the Maryland Dove and the Calmar Nickel of Delaware. Thank you all for being with me, and please stay safe.
Well, that's it for our look at the big arts and entertainment scene in this little southern Maryland town. I'm Allison Berry, coming to you from Leonardtown Square. Join us next time as we continue our journey in discovering Leonardtown.